Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's probably no surprise that I have a serious problem with this bill. Last week we had an opportunity with 2 amendments to fix this bill. We got close, it just didn't happen. So this week we have the opportunity to send it back. If you look at this bill, there's a lot of talk about personal responsibility. And for me, I have a problem when we're going to blame and charge without limit the fees and charges to an individual for somebody else's bill. You know, I often think of this, and I said this in committee, sort of think of this as like a Morton bill where you throw salt in the wound. And it's a problem to me when we have certain instances that I'm going to give you an example to. Last week we heard there's no free lunch. Okay. If you have certain HUD clearances that allow you to collect a payment for somebody else while they're in your home to pay their rent, if they do not pay their water bill, you get charged. We also have circumstances where we have private entities that own water authorities. And so now, for me, it looks pretty clear to me that disregarding personal responsibility, we have 3 incidences of free lunch. I'm not so sure why we would allow this to continue. In some instances, I know it already does. But to continue to charge somebody else for somebody else's bill, I want to give you another example. I talked to several realtors in the past weekend who contacted me and said, this is such a problem.
Representative Maloney, please suspend. Members, please give the good gentleman an opportunity to be heard. Also, there will be, the maker of the bill will also be speaking, as well as anybody else that wishes to. But at this time, if everybody could just please take your seats. We have a good bit of ground to cover here on this bill and other bills. Representative Maloney, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And so where I was at was that several realtors came to me who manage properties and those who own them on their own and said to me, you know, we have to watch what the tenant is doing at certain instances or what the township or borough is going to do so that we don't get blindsided, okay? So now you have 20 days of notice. Of course, that doesn't match 30 and 60-day standards that we have. However, that's not really a fix as far as I'm concerned. And so I've been thinking about how, going forward, knowing that you can not only be blindsided, but the lien gets put on your property with no limits. I want to remind you, no limits to fees and charges. No limits. So for me, I'm definitely a no. I would like and appreciate that we sent this Morton bill back where it belongs. Let's vote for Beckett, my grandson, your grandsons, and those in the future who will be implicated and impacted by this bill that would possibly go on the property that they inherit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.